Just looking at the chat. Carol says, looking good, Joe. And also asking Glenn for a taste test.
Glenn, you done already?
I'm done. I told you it was quick. It's a real quick meal, so easy for your family to make. And I think it's delicious. It's good. I put a little more honey in it. I like mine a little sweeter.
And you finna eat it.
The rice is good. I use jasmine rice.
Use jasmine.
I like jasmine rice.
So that's the bourbon chicken. Let's see how it goes.
Very good.
Hot?
Oh, hot.
Mm-hmm. It's good. It's hot though.
What'd you cook?
If I hadn't sauce a little bit.
If I hadn't seen you cook it, I would have been like, "What'd you put it in? What is that? An Instapot? You did that in like 2 minutes? How did it cook so fast?" But I saw you cooking, so I know you really did.
All it took was one improv scene to cook that down.
The rice just takes the longest, but you know what I'm saying? The rice takes the longest thing, so you cook in advance. Get yourself a rice cooker. I mean, that's the best thing. You can cook everything in your rice cooker. You can cook porridge, brown rice, oatmeal. You know, it's so good. Oh, hold on. You really get some yum sauce.
Some who? Yum.
You ever had that yum sauce?
I've had that. They had that at Benihana's. The only place I've ever seen it.
It's really good.
Yeah. They don't make it
in Target. Yum sauce is so good.
Yeah. Oh. In the Midwest, if you go to a Japanese steakhouse, they have yum sauce. It is amazing.
Looks like Contessa knows yum sauce.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Joey, how are things looking on your side? I think you're still muted, sir. There you go.
Mm-hmm. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. Now we're cooking.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So what's going on in that pot?
So again, like I said, it takes a few minutes to get it in the pot. Cooks down. You want to have the flavors blend. And then it's going to be good to go.
You see, Glenn is eating already. He's done with his.
What number was that on Panda Express menu? I saw it at the mall, man.
Number G. It was the number G. That's what it was. I cooked everything from scratch. That's how easy it can be for you all. So you ordering all these things, it's just really quick meals when you have family.
Mm-hmm.
No, but if you didn't see
fancy enamel pots over there, I like that though.
If you haven't seen his dishes before, he's got some incredible dishes.
What
was it that you made that
Yeah, and Joe does too. I like his food. I mean, I love Caribbean food.
I'm trying to remember what you made last time where I was just like, damn. Gotta get some of that.
Also, if anybody in the chat, anybody watching has any questions for our chefs, feel free to throw it in there. But so what's going on in the pot, Joey? What's all in there?
So we got it's the chicken. Besides the spices in the blends, this actually is a blend of the seasonings that I have. The parsley, fresh thyme, cilantro, a little bit of vinegar, Scotch bonnets, peppers in here, to season things up. A little bit of coconut aminos rather than using the soy sauce.
Okay.
Thyme, just the whole damn thing.
Yeah.
The whole damn spice rag, basically. Even got little packets of ketchup that I put in there. Very good.
You got any Tonys in there?
What's that?
You got any Tonys in there?
Oh, not in this one.
No.
It changes the flavor a little bit. I use Tonys in just about everything, but not in this.
Fair enough. It is Caribbean.
So, John, what's your dish?
My dish that I cook?
Yeah, what's your specialty?
I make shrimp and grits. That's probably the thing I would make for people if they weren't allergic to shellfish. as I'll probably make them a shrimp and grits. I can make. Let me see. What else can I do outside of shrimp and grits? That's really the last thing I've been making. My wife been. I ain't gonna lie. She's been doing a lot more of the cooking. So whenever we got holidays over, I usually make up a nice batch of shrimp and grits, and I make different variations of it. Usually wherever I go, and I like the shrimp and grits that they made there. I try to go home and recreate it for myself and add what I think was missing. And my next shrimp and grits that I'm going to do is I'm going to fry the grits and then, have serve the shrimp with the fried grits instead. I saw that at a restaurant called Boudreaux's in Houston. That was the first time I ever seen shrimp and grits fried, right? So, but that's really the thing that I like the most to make for my guests.
Mm-hmm.
Antoine, what you cook, man?
You muted, Antoine.
You're muted. He said,
cereal. Yeah. You ever heard of Lucky Charms? Lately, I've been messing around with the air fryer, trying different things in that. But as far as the stove goes, I think lately my go-to has been salmon. You just take like a good cut of salmon, cut some slivers in it, sprinkle some seasoning, garlic, salt, pepper, a little basil, maybe some lime if you have that. Throw in the pan, eat it. It's good. Make it skin crispy. Nice.
Very nice.
You just eat salmon? Just that?
Maybe a salad on the side. Will pair well with rice as well, but not everybody has a rice cooker.
Rice cooker's indispensable, man.
Yeah.
I have an instant pot.
What do you cook?
Basically the same.
I guess the last 2 weeks mostly chicken, either roasted or like in a stew, which would be tomatoes, onions, garlic, a little bit of curry powder maybe, and some vegetables, spinach or cauliflower, something like that. I cook rice a lot too. I do not have a rice cooker. I just cook it on the stove. I don't know. I've just been doing it for so long. I don't know. I kind of got my timing down. So
Contessa says you gotta have a rice cooker.
I know you gotta have one apparently, but I don't have one.
And Nena, favorite dishes to cook in the air fryer. For me, actually chicken thighs. Chicken thighs comes out quite nice. You get a good crisp on the skin in the air fryer. Lately, I've been cooking bacon in it. Get some quick bacon without all the splatter. And then fries, either sweet potato or regular, also really good.
Yeah, fries are good in that. They're really good. So, Michi, when you make your rice, do you stick your finger in it, like up to this joint, to like that's how much water you put in? You know about that?
No.
The finger trick for rice?
No. This is my eyes.
You know, however much rice you put in there,
Eyeball it.
like you just put your finger, you just put your finger to the tip of it.
What is that?
Ready? Okay.
He's not gonna do it. He's not gonna do it.
Says he's been eyeballing for years.
Huh.
What about you,
Comes around the Tandy, yeah.
What is my dish? I don't know. I don't know. I guess fried chicken.
Doritos and cake. That's a dish. Doritos and
Glenn. Listen,
Dorito cake.
Glenn was we were eating
cake.
buddies. We were eating buddies in high school. Oh my gosh. I don't know. Was it a choir thing? I don't know what. There was some party or something. Somebody had cake and we had Doritos, of course, other things there. And I don't know if Glenn said it or what, but he's like, if you just take that Dorito and just like dip it in that cake, just get you a piece of cake with some of that icing and put that on that Dorito and eat it. That's good. And I tasted, I was like, you ain't never lied, Glenn. And we just sat there and we ate Doritos and cake.
Doritos and cake.
Just
Yeah,
take
you can do that at 16. You can't do that at 50. You can do that at 16.
We cut to a fancy party. Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
Yeah, this is I've been getting some reports that you've been instructing the guests to take Doritos and put it in the cake we have here to eat it with.
But yes, of course.
Yeah, see, the thing is, that's not quite the type of party that we're having here. This is a refined event. You'll see the various small spoons and accoutrement that comes with it. And here we would like for people to eat their cakes with standard utensils. Fancy cookware, fine china, that sort of thing. So if you could refrain from telling people to dip their chips, which are on the separate table with the finger foods, into the cake, that would be great.
I'm sorry, sir. Have you ever tried Doritos and cake before?
Heavens no. Who do I look like? I'm a big name investor.
You look like someone who has not been to heaven at a snack table. Let me just, if you will, just imagine the salty, sweet blend that is the Dorito and the cake.
You shut your mouth talking like that. If you breathe a word of this, I will have you thrown out of here, ma'am.
Okay.
I don't know where you were raised
or
how you were brought up, but we don't speak like that here. Here, cake is eaten with a very small, delicate fork, and that is it.
I'm sorry.
Why would you even entertain? I just don't want for these sort of ideas to spread.
You're right.
See, I saw on the internet people were licking car keys, and I was completely disgusted. Not at this party.
No, dear. Got it. So Tandy walks over to the table. She gets a piece of cake and she stands next to another guy at the party. You like the cake? Cake good?
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's pretty standard.
Pretty standard. I don't know. I feel like there should be something that can make this a little better, a little nicer to eat. But I can't put my finger on this. But there's something.
Yeah. It's a pretty fancy place here.
It is, very fancy. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was talking to that guy over there in the suit, and he said just everything is set up the way it's supposed to be, and you eat one thing over here, and you don't mix anything anywhere else.
Okay. Well, if there's something on your mind, it sounds like there's something you wanna say.
Yeah, no, I just accidentally have a piece of cake here on my snack plate. It's kind of close to the Dorito, and I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I'll just just taste this cake with a little bit of Dorito. I mean, it probably.
Okay, man. I need you to stop right there.
Oh, I'm sorry. Hello, what?
I'm on the cover with security at the party here.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no!
Yeah, we had some reports about this kind of thing happening. I gotta take your plate.
Oh no! I lost my plate.
Yeah. Now you could go get another piece of cake without putting it on the snack plate, or you can get some snacks. You cannot do both things at the same time. This is a very fancy party, okay?
Apparently, they've got undercover people here. I thought you were just the guy here at the party.
Okay, no, I'm not. Okay, carry on with the party. I'm gonna go throw this. I'm gonna go bread this.
Okay. So Tandy goes to the Dorito, to the snack table specifically this time. Oh man, the pressure at this party.
Yeah,
gosh,
I know.
Oh man, they're
There's a lot of pressure over here.
Yeah, they're pretty uptight, aren't they?
Yeah, they're pretty uptight. Yeah.
Gotta do this and do that. And I mean, you know, I thought this was a welcome new employees thing. We could get to know each other. I just feel like I'm breaking all the rules, and I don't know if I'm fitting in here.
Yeah, me neither, man. I went to grab some cake and I dropped my keys off in the cake. It was the best damn slice of cake I ever had.
Oh, I'm sorry. Keys and cake?
Keys in the cake. My BMW keys went into the cake.
I've never tasted that.
Man, phenomenal. Got a little twang to the metal, hits the icing and the cake. Oh, I'm telling you.
Imagine metal and sweet. That's a combination that you don't get too often.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You think I could use your keys to? I mean,
no. You can't use my keys. No, you can't do that. No, this place is it's serious in here. It's a lot of people eyeballing and stuff, and they catch you with the wrong person's keys. They start getting real antsy.
Okay.
But,
use my own.
You got keys?
Yeah, I got my keys.
Go ahead, do what you got to do.
Okay, great.
Mm-hmm.
Let me go get a piece of cake here.
This is a different guy walks up to her. Hey, psst, hey.
Oh, hey.
You want to taste BMW keys in the cake?
Yeah, I did.
Come to the bathroom with me.
Okay.
Stall number 2.
Okay.
Bring your own cake.
Okay. Hey, guy, thanks a lot for the tip. I'm going to go ahead and go to the bathroom, wash my hands real fast. I appreciate it. Enjoy the party.
No problem. Nice talking to you.
Uh-huh.
They're crowded up in the stall, hands shaking, trying to get the keys out. All right. No, just be quick. Be cool. Okay, be cool. All right. No jingle too much.
Okay.
All right. You just want to hold it directly above the cake and let it fall, not too high.
All
Okay.
right.
Is this your first time?
It's my first time.
Cakes?
Never did it before. Never did. I made key cakes.
All right. This first one's free. You can't use my BMW keys after this.
I got to get my own.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Hey, knock. I think I see 2 pairs of shoes underneath that stall. This is not that kind of party, people.
Be cool.
What's happening in here?
I was just helping her with her ascot. That's all.
Oh, okay. That's what's gonna be tricky.
And scene.
Not too high. Just let it all and let it fall.
Oh, man.
Key cake.
Key cake. So, Joy.
Doing something there. I need some good pants like you, Joe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Carol in the chat wants to know what's in Joey's stew. Joey, do you mind listing the ingredients again?
Not at all. Can you hear me?
Yes.
A little bit. There's a little echo.
Let me see if I can. Can you?
You call somebody to find out in your stew?
Still got a wire on it.
Right. Confidential. CI. It's chicken thighs. The base it has carrots. It has onions. It has tomatoes. With the other seasonings, it's a blend of parsley, sweet peppers, habaneros, cilantro, thyme, dill, vinegar. Got the Matuk's hot sauce, Trinidad.
Mm-hmm.
We got a little bit of coconut aminos. I use that instead of soy sauce. Hit it with a little bit of clove just to give that little je ne sais quoi.
What's coconut aminos? What's coconut aminos? Coconut liquid weights or something over there? What's a coconut amino?
Coconut aminos, it replaces the soy. I haven't ordered Chinese food lately, so I don't have any soy packets.
It's not like coconut milk. Is that like coconut milk?
I mean, I have a mild soy allergy, so I try not to use the soy sauce. But
Is it still kind of like sodium? Is it like salt?
It tastes like soy sauce.
I'm sorry.
Or does it taste like soy sauce or coconutty?
It tastes just like soy sauce.
Okay.
Really?
Okay. I
Interesting.
might try that. Coconut aminos.
Coconut aminos. Yeah, it's got a couple of things I'm unfamiliar with. What was that hot sauce?
Yeah, the hot sauce. It's called Matooks.
Matooks.
Gotcha. Matooks hot sauce.
So that's a Trinidad. That's a popular brand in Trinidad. And let's see. Let me see if I can get that on here. I think I disconnected myself. But
what? No, we hear you. Oh.
He's trying to get another.
Oh, okay.
Oh, is it done?
Oh, yeah.
Do we have it? That does look good.
It looks real good.
That's great.
Oh my God.
So what's that on the side? Are those the carrots you were talking about?
those are the carrots, yeah.
How did you cut those? What sort of cut are those?
I cut the bag from the supermarket.
Ah, the bag.
Normally what I would do is I would use a mandolin and cut those, or I have these little fancy things, but just on just to show how quick and easy it is. The way I started cooking really was when I was in college. We had figured out that going to Cornell, they required you to be on a meal plan. So you had to pay this enormous sum of money to be on the meal plan. But we figured out that you could cancel it after a week, and they would send the money back to you, not to your parents.
Ah.
So what we did is, in the house that I lived with 10 guys, we came up with a budget. So what we did is we said, okay, we'll allocate 40% of that amount for food, the other 60% for alcohol.
Makes sense.
Very similar to Congress or whatever else. There was an overspend on the alcohol and limitations on food. So, long before people were doing the bone broth stuff, we were going up the hill to the supermarket, asking the butcher for bones and stuff to make the soup. So we learned how to make the broths and got very creative with it. And, even today, if I have something, soy sauce packets, jelly, I don't care what it is. I'll use it. I'll use all of those things, just to, catch the flavors. I mean, it's the same, you're looking for the sugar, the spice, the salt, or whatever else, and you can get it from so many different ways. And so,
Keys.
most of the times it's kind of literally I just cook on the fly, and, whatever's there, if it's cold, it's rainy or whatever, I'm not running out for that, figure something out.
Interesting.
Yeah. That was one of oops. Lord. That was one of the that was one of the things with Caribbean cooking that I experienced in college, right? Because and it really kind of changed my outlook, because when my friends or roommates would cook, like they would put all kinds of stuff in, and I was like, Worcestershire, that doesn't go in there. Boy, I was like, they put all of this stuff in there, and then the food would come out tasting so good. And I just remember thinking, wow, I've got all these dogmatic, this has to be this way, this has to be that way for it to be a thing. And now I'm faced with people who just do everything, and it still comes out great. So I was like, you got to loosen up, kid. Everything doesn't have to be this exact way that you think. So
I feel similar to that, like to how you feel, because I think that, like what Joey was saying, if you sort of understand the point of that ingredient, like whether or not it's the salt or the spice or the sweet, like you can go and grab that from somewhere less conventional, because it's more about the base taste. And I'm more used to like the dogmatic, like, well, you put salt and you put pepper, and that's how you get salt and pepper flavors.
Yeah.
Got to loosen up.
Yeah, you got to loosen it up.
And you'd be surprised, especially even with some expensive restaurants, that they use everything. They use all parts of the chicken. If you've ever worked in food service or catering or whatever else, you see this, so that they will use this. They don't throw anything away in terms of the ends of the vegetables in order to make stock. And, you see how oftentimes the expensive restaurants that you go to, they use really cheap ingredients, and, that's how they make so much money. You're like, wow, I'm going out to, fancy seafood place like Red Lobster. No, not Red Lobster. I can't think of one, but you know what I'm saying. But you go there, and this is like, it ends up being net to them a $3 dish, and you're paying $45. You're like, yo, I got bamboo. I'm bringing her over here to eat this, whatever else, and she's just like, yeah, you spending money on me, whatever else,
As they are wont to say.
Yep.
Awesome. All right. I think we're getting close to the end of the show. But before we do, John, I think you had a story of some sort.
A Black History.
Yeah.
We like to do this month. We try to do like a new Black History person, where we basically introduce our audience to someone that technically I'm inspired by. And this week it goes by a lady of the name Mary Ellen Pleasant. Now, has anyone ever heard of Mary Ellen Pleasant?
No,
That's not.
Well, Mary Ellen Pleasant was recorded as being one of the first Black female millionaire. We all heard of the first self-made millionaire, but the first actual millionaire was Mary Ellen Pleasant. Now, Mary Ellen Pleasant, pull up my information right here, but she was born between 1812 and 1817, because there's been a lot of discrepancies with some of the written down information on her birth. But they do know that she died in 1904 in San Francisco. What I like about Mary is not only was she one of the original hustlers, but she also used her money and her wealth to continue to further the education and liberation of other Black people. So Mary Ellen Pleasant was born a slave. She was of mixed descent. She could pass as a white woman. That she was so she was so fair, and met a guy by the name of James Smith, who was like a he had a flower shop, a big multi-million-dollar flower shop or flower contractor. He did a lot of good business, but at night, him and his wife would go and they would literally be runners and slave stealers on the Underground Railroad to get Black people up to Ohio and even as far as Canada. And that was her early part of her life. After James Smith had died, that's when she became a millionaire. He had left her basically his estate, and she moved to New Orleans, stayed there for a few, kept a low-key profile, heard that the big gold rush was going in San Francisco, moved out to San Francisco, and still kept her low profile. It was said that she had wrote down that she was actually a white woman, and that she would take little small odd jobs at some of the fanciest and most elegant restaurants and businesses, where she would be able to kind of ear hustle a lot of what these wealthy millionaires were doing with their money. That's kind of where she learned how to play her game and use the wealth that she had got left into making it work for her. There in San Francisco, she had, I guess, literally grew a business, a laundromat that employed Blacks. She had a few restaurants that she had, a couple of barbershops, and she was known for using that money at night to continue to further the work of the Underground Railroad up until the Civil War. Now, what's interesting about her after the Civil War is that after the Civil War is when she declared and officially amongst her white peers that she was a Black woman. And as you know, what happens when that happens, that's when all of the slandering and the violence and everything that we may find about her from that early period is they didn't like that. They felt like they were bamboozled. How could this person that we claim is less than human be a millionaire and operating all these businesses and be a woman by that? And she was a pretty awesome person, used a lot of her money to, like I said, build a lot of schools. I believe that she was one of the financiers of Harper's Ferry, I believe I read. So that's pretty important if you ever heard the story of Harper's Ferry. And the woman was just dope, man. Not too many people. I ran into her information when I bought a book a couple years ago called Black Fortunes. And the book it detailed the first 6 Black millionaires that we knew to be. And it basically detailed their whole life. And like 5 out of the 6 Black millionaires that we had that were, literally all of their money, as soon as they were dead, went back into the hands of someone else that wasn't their family, which I think is really important to know, just about the history of our country. But I like to bring Mary Ellen Pleasant to the forefront and give her roses, even posthumously. The lady was dope, and she was also one of the first millionaires in Black history.
And, and thank you for sharing that, man. Great stuff. When you were describing her story, I have heard of her. There was a drunk history about her.
Yes,
with Lisa Bonet.
Yes,
played her.
Absolutely.
So if you want to see an recreation of it, check out Drunk History.
Mm-hmm. It's dope though, man. So I like, for Joe and Glenn, I like to call them my superheroes for the month, because a lot of these people that we're talking about done supernatural feats to get not only them, but their people, their communities, their families, or towns, the leverage to be treated human, or to have some dignity, or to even generate wealth. And a lot of those people don't get the superhero capes because it's buried history and they don't fly around in the air. But some of the stuff that they were able to do, like this woman dedicated, she could have stayed a white woman and nobody would have never known, right? Like, she could have kept her money, kept her businesses, stayed low key, still funding all of those things, but she declared that she was a Black woman, which I think is a really important thing, right? Like, we talk a lot about white privilege and stuff. That is what we mean, right? Like, this lady gave up white privilege that she wasn't even white, right? But she gave it up so that she can effectively step into the light, even though the African Americans of that time knew of her identity. I just think that's just a remarkable story of a human being in this country. So, yeah.
Can I ask you a question? In terms of improv, are you guys representative of the the larger entertainers, if you will, or are you guys like the lacrosse players of the
yes
of the sports?
The polo players?
Yeah, we're like the polo lacrosse players.
Yeah. So you guys are trailblazers. You guys are history in the making.
Yeah, there's other groups popping up, and we're getting a lot more. We're seeing a lot more connectivity in those groups from around the country. Like, we are finding our own place. But before COVID, if you went to any theater in the country, if there were, I think there was maybe one Black-owned theater. It would be hard pressed to find like anything that remotely modeled Houston. And Houston, in my opinion, was one of like the most diverse scenes that we've been to. But for the most part, it's like the opposite of the NFL.
So how do we support you? How do we shout you out? Get the word out to make sure people know that you're out there.
Great question, Antoine. You have some?
Yeah, it sounds like you want to know how to find out more about us and what we do. CTUNImprov right there at the bottom of the screen. Put that into Facebook. Put that into Spotify. Put that into Instagram. Put that into Google. You should find us, CTUNImprov. You'll find past episodes, past live stream videos, some sketches we've done, a lot of fun stuff. Check it out. And then I guess we could throw it over to you guys then. Joey, where can people find out more about what you do, man?
My OnlyFans page is no, just kidding. I do it just for fun, in terms of the cooking or whatever else. Some people are stress eaters. I'm a stress cooker. Actually, I'm both.
It seems like one feeds the other.
Yeah, exactly. So, listen, like I said, it's something that I enjoy. My wife, is fantastic, in the kitchen. She just doesn't enjoy it. For me, it's a passion. It's, I'm like fucking Marvin Gaye, in the kitchen. Start chasing me around in here. No, I'm just kidding.
Marvin's kitchen.
Marvin's kitchen. I would go to that.
Yeah.
What about you, Glenn?
Yep, I'm easy to find, Glenn Guyton. So GlennGuyton.com is my website. If you are ever interested in a speaker, diversity and inclusion speaker, I'm your guy. Everything's on my website, YouTube, Glenn Guyton, really easy to find.
Beautiful, beautiful. And Tandy, who
Yeah.
won?
Man, listen. Glenn cooked that up so quick, and he was eating and all of that. I mean, yeah, that was looking good. No, but you know me, I'm a sucker for a red pot. I don't know about who won. You asked me who I'm voting for. I'm a sucker for a red pot, and you show me a stewed chicken in a red pot. You know, I'm going for that. And them big old carrots on the side. I like what you did, Joe. I love you, Glenn. I like what you did, Joe. I like what you did. I love both of y'all, but yeah, I like what you did, Joe.
Yeah,
I
both.
like what you did.
Then, yeah, maybe we should go over to the chat. Who won? You saw both dishes. You saw them prepared right in front of you. Carol says both. I don't know if I buy that. Although they both look delicious. Makes me want to grab some food after this.
If y'all were stress eating, if you were stress eating, which dish would you choose?
I like Joe though. I like stress cooking, like Joe. I'm in the same pot. So if I'm really like stressed out, I would do a whole bunch of complicated stuff. But on a regular night, I go simple.
Gotcha.
Oh yeah.
Although I do like bourbon, I'm curious about Joey's dish. You got coconut aminos.
That's what I'm saying, man. You be throwing all them extras in there, all them extras.
and ketchup. You had ketchup packets in there too, right?
Yep.
Yeah, Nana in the chat says they both look scrumptious.
They do. They really. I'd eat anything. I mean, not anything. I'd eat both of them. That's
So it sounds like a draw.
It does sound like a draw.
It really is.
It does sound like a draw.
I vote for Glenn.
Joey votes for Glenn.
Yeah, but you can't trust election results. You know that.
You know that fraud going on. There's one thing I've learned.
Oh yeah.
You want to incite some folks with that dish, Glenn. We're gonna have to impeach you.
Nana likes the speed of Glenn. Carol likes the stew because it's cold. It's cold out. Stew goes great. Yeah, we'll call it a draw tonight. We'll have to try again. But I think this will wrap it up. So DJ Comfy, would you mind playing us out for the Can't Tell Us Nothing show? For John, for Tandy, for Michi, for myself, Antoine. That is it. We are out. For Joey, for Glenn, thank you for being a part of this. Thank you for being our special guest and cooking it up like you do. Chopping it up in the kitchen.
Did you see this? That was on Twitter. They played this song at the game.
Yeah.
This is freeway, Antoine.
New York.
No, Philly.
Philly, man.
Aww.